Hello, everyone. This is Black to the Future podcast without the podcast. Well, I'm going to continue with the book, The Falsification of African Consciousness, but I just want to uh,
Good evening. I'm Abby Phillip in
elaborate
New York, and
on some of the talking points that's going on, a distraction, and this one comes from the Representative Brian Donald comments on the Jim Crow era. I'm not even going to listen to his explanation. The comment was enough. Now, people, especially black people, they are really talking about it. They want to know why is you saying something like that? That black people was better off during Jim Crow. You know what? That deserves no elaboration, no explanation. It don't even need to be mentioned. All the thing that need to be mentioned is really nothing. I can't even say anything should be mentioned. But of course they're going to mention it because it's going to bring in revenue. Because the more people that tune in, the more money the network gets. And people want to understand, how can a black man say something like that? Black men been saying stuff like that for ages. Okay? But we don't that's the world we live in. And people have the right to think whatever they want to think. You know what? This world we live in, we are living among silver killers, serial killers. We are living among Nazis. We are living among people that will kill you for your car. So what he's saying is nothing out the ordinary. That's why I said ever since we was forced to live with white people, it's only going to get worse because black people will try to do anything possible to be accepted by those people. Okay? So I just wanted to say that first before I finish reading out of the Falsification of African Consciousness by Amos N. Wilson. Now, all his books need to be taught to every black person in the world. Okay? It should be. But especially here in United States of America. Because a lot of these young ones have lost their way. I mean, not lost, don't even know where the way at, have never seen the way. Because people my age and people my kids' age are not teaching their young kids this. They may be school smart, but they not street smart. Okay, and the street smart is that you're not gonna let these people fool you with their politics and their religion. Okay, so let's go on. We are in part one. We are talking about, um, we stopped at, let's see, many of us in Black Studies who are reconstructing history think that we are entering a new era in American history. Oh, that goes along with the uh, electing Obama. They thought, oh, we're not racist country no more. They had the nerve to say that. They really did. And you have people like Jim Scott talking about this is not a racist country. This is what we have to put up with. And I hate to see people that keep on even asking them about it. It has no explanation. And then when I see this black commentary having Brian Donalds on, I don't even like her because she's just a tool, a token. Okay. All right, let's get back. We may think that the things we are witnessing today, the election of blacks to political office and their appointments to various positions, their accomplishments in various corporations and so forth, are something new in American history. Yet, the study of Reconstruction history should quickly convince us that we are currently undergoing deja vu. Many of us view history as continuing progressive upward and onward. We have bought the American concept of progress, the idea that things must over time necessarily get better. There is no law in the universe that tells us our future survival is assured, that we will continue to exist now and into the future. Listen, there's no guarantee because you have to remember there is nations that have been eliminated. There is no guarantee that our own group will not be wiped out as well. The idea that we must necessarily arrive at a point greater than that reached by our ancestors could possibly be an illusion. The idea that somehow, according to some great universal principle, we are going to be in a better condition than our ancestors is an illusion which often results from not studying history. And that's a shame. A lot of our people do not study history. A lot of them go to church and that's all they read. That's the only book they may read. They don't think they have to learn history because they are the points that they only care about is going to heaven. And that's it. Okay. The idea that somehow, according to some great universal principle, we are going to be in a better condition than our ancestors is an illusion, which often results from not studying history and recognizing that progression and regression occur, that integrations and disintegrations occur in history. History is not a fairy tale where then certain things are accomplished and people live happily ever after. Many of us think the accomplishments we have made up to this point mean that we are only going to expand them in the future. We had better think about that again. I will point out today why we must not be optimistic as to be foolish. Let us go back for a moment to an article written in Ebony magazine, October of 1981, wherein Leroy Bennett wrote, I think, his conclusion to his book, Black Power, USA. When I finished reading that book, I felt that the last chapter was missing. It went on to laud Black power during the Reconstruction era and so forth, and yet somehow its logical conclusions weren't arrived at. The lessons that the book brought to mind were not expressed openly and completely. Consequently, I think some people would have been left with the wrong impression. But lo and behold, he did write the final chapter, not within the book itself, but in Ebony magazine under the front cover heading, The Second Reconstruction is History Repeating Itself. He titled the article, The Second Time Around, Will History Repeat Itself? and robbed blacks of the gains of 1960. So he's dealing with the issue again. We gained it, freedom, once, and we lost it. Is there any law in the universe that says that we will not lose it again? Take what's happening now, how they have rolled back the Roe versus Wade, trying to make abortion illegal again, trying to take women's contraception away. I want to know why. Have anybody ever asked these people why you don't want women to have birth control? It, I know they keep trying to say something about you killing a baby. How are you killing a baby that's not even a baby yet? And why are you forcing women to have children who don't want children? So we need to ask um, some really hard questions. And if you look back in the history where we had talked about earlier about how Rupert B. Haynes stopped uh, the Reconstruction era from going forward. He really actually stopped the he actually stopped enforcing the laws that were on the book to protect the black people in America. So we are foolish to think that that can't be done again. Okay, it may sound like it's impossible, but nothing's impossible when it comes to laws and regulation. Laws are just words on a piece of paper. You can't make nobody respect you. I don't care if it is on the books. And I'm not going to read it all, but this is something I would like to talk about right quick. For black people in the 1970s and 80s and 90s, we still rest their freedom on the basis of laws, when history itself shows us that this cannot be done. We must question our sanity, and we have learned from the study of our history. Back there, 100 years ago, there were a federal law protecting voter rights in the South. Does that all sound vaguely familiar? And there was a National Public Accommodations Act. So the Public Accommodations Law didn't begin with the freedom rides in the 1960s. We had those rights in the 1860s and the 1870s as well. Such in broad outline was the racial situation 100 years ago in the 1860s and the 1870s when racism was forever abolished in America for the first time. It was a short forever. So it's mighty strange that they want us to think, and people that know better is not really pointing that out, that uh, we had all that stuff 100 years ago and they took it away. And then we decide, oh, in the 1960s, oh, we want it back. And we fought and we died. We was spit on. We was denigrated to get it. And where has it landed us? How far ahead are we really? So I'm gonna leave with that. I will come back again because this is very. I want to um, get this whole book out because the times that we are living in right now. Every time I hear some these black young people talking about they want to vote for Trump, they don't want to vote for Biden, they don't like Biden, they want to go for Trump because Trump putting money in their pocket. So you rather have a few extra dollars in your pocket and vote for a racist that can take away your rights at any moment, and that money in your pocket ain't gonna mean nothing. This is how these people are thinking because they don't know the real history. Thank you for listening, and you have a wonderful day.